In 2021, 45 years after winning the Arizona State High School Championship, Wolta Blackstone coached St. Mary's Academy to the school's first Colorado State High School Golf Championship in its 157-year history. Those victories have bookended a life of myriad achievements in golf and the many life lessons it imparts. Born in Denver in 1959, Ann Feist moved to Phoenix as a young girl. Her family lived near Papago Golf Course, where she soon found a second home, learning from Hall of Fame golf instructor Arch Watkins and playing in events such as the Broadmoor Ladies Invitational. She won often, got tips from Johnny Miller, and even played in Scotland.
I played competitive golf from the time I was about 12 till through college. I won the high school state championship. I went to ASU on a scholarship. The next step for me was to go on the tour. But I just really didn't love the competitive part of golf. I wasn't having a lot of fun, wasn't making me happy. So I really decided that, I was helping my friends with their golf swings on the driving range, and that, gee, what about teaching? Teaching could be a good avenue for me to go down. So that's what I did. I became a teaching pro and been doing that for 40 years now.
Moving back to Denver with her first husband, in 1983, Ann Wolta became the first female professional at Aurora's Meadow Hills Golf Club. She became an LPGA Class A professional and worked there for 10 years before joining the staff of the pioneering Golf for Her store in Centennial. Ann, however, had another challenge to face.
I was 34 years old when I got diagnosed with breast cancer the first time. My kids were young, they were 5 and 9, and it was hard. It was a hard thing to accept. You thought your life was ending soon, and I had small children. But I think because of all I've experienced in golf and all my life lessons I've learned, I wasn't going to be the victim. I fought hard, and I just kept persevering and getting through all of the challenges that I had, because golf had trained me to do that. You just never give up. You just keep going. And so I did. And now, 30 years later, I'm here still. 2 more battles of breast cancer. I'm on my 3rd one right now. But
it's been a challenging experience. We've had definite moments of sadness, and then moments of being able to really comfort and hold each other and get through it, which has been really beautiful. So it's been, even throughout kind of getting the news multiple times and having that wave of anxiety come back, we've always been able to move forward and to see her heal and get through treatments, and it's been a really beautiful process to see her be able to be such a warrior.
Shortly after receiving her cancer diagnosis, Ann endured another setback when an ATV accident left her with a broken leg, 4 broken ribs, and a subdural hematoma requiring brain surgery. Short-term memory loss resulted. She persevered, and by 1995 was giving lessons at Indian Tree Golf Club in Arvada.
Let me tell you, as a cancer survivor myself, I watched Ann, and not only a cancer survivor, she had a tragic accident in an SUV, in an all-terrain vehicle, and to watch her battle that and come back and do what she does today without giving up is an inspiration for everybody.
In addition to teaching at Indian Tree, since 2010, Ann has also run the 100-student junior program at South Glen Country Club, gotten remarried, and devoted herself to raising awareness and funds for breast cancer research through her Indian Tree Rally for the Cure, which, over 10 years, generated $120,000 for fellow survivors through Susan G. Komen, Colorado.
Ann and I have a shared experience of battling cancer. We're both breast cancer survivors. So in my professional capacity, of course, Ann did a lot of work to raise money for the Susan G. Komen, Colorado organization. When I was the CEO, they asked me, my staff said, "Diane, you should play in some golf tournaments." And I said, "I don't know how." So they said, "Well, Ann is a golf pro and she teaches lessons, and you might want to contact her." So I contacted Ann. I found out that she was also a breast cancer survivor. So I really believe, as sisters in the survivorship that we're in, that she could really understand some of the limitations that I might have.
I asked Anne to participate in a film that I was creating on the story of Babe Diedrichson, because Anne and Babe have a lot of the same characteristics. They're both great golfers. They both worked really hard at their game. They both had cancer and struggled through it and survived to a point. Obviously, Babe, didn't survive ultimately, but it was a struggle for both of them to go through that. And they both focused on practice the golf game. And so there's just a lot of similarities, I think, in the lives of both Anne and Babe.
Like the immortal Babe, Anne has brought her passion for golf to the world.
Well, that's right. I went to Africa on a mission trip, and I took the birdie ball system with me, thinking I was going to teach the boys how to play golf. And it ended up that I ended up in a village with Swahili women who had never experienced the sport. And I happened to have all that equipment with me, and on their lunch break, I set up an area where we could do the birdie ball system. And I tell you what, that was probably the most rewarding experience of my life, to watch the women in their Kentenge fabrics and just in their bare feet, getting up, and they couldn't speak English, so I had a translator. But golf is universal, right? All I had to do was show them how to make an L and a K, and they were doing it, and they were hitting the ball. And the joy on their face was like, I can't even tell you how amazing that was for me as an instructor.
Closer to home, Anne began coaching the St. Mary's golf team in 2016. And before the 2021 state championship, the team surprised her by wearing pink ribbon shirts as a show of support.
All of us just really wanted to show how thankful and how amazing of a coach she is. And without Coach Ann's help and all of her amazing attitude and everything, I don't think our team would have been able to win state. Just kind of her overall just standing next to me, I can just feel her wanting of me to do well, and she can definitely feel my desire to be an amazing golfer. And I love her so much. She's absolutely incredible.
In 2022, with Coach Ann in her corner, Maddie won the 3A individual title as St. Mary's defended its 3A title in dominating fashion. For her indomitable spirit and accomplishments in golf and life, the Colorado Golf Hall of Fame Board of Directors proudly presents Ann Wolta Blackstone with this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.